Get you through my morning every day. Every morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jody and Hazy on Nova.
Can I say something very controversial?
Absolutely, you can.
I don't understand the Adam Brody effect.
Oh my gosh. I said yes, but not that controversial. What's wrong with you?
So I think on Netflix at the moment, Nobody Wants This has like a 94% approval rating. Everyone is so into this show. So I binge watched it in 2 days.
So hang on a second. Can we just sort of jump into it? I don't get it, but here it is.
Hi, everyone. I'm Joanne.
I'm Noah.
Did you know there's a rabbi here?
No shit.
Yeah.
Where?
He has a beard, and he was definitely judging me.
Sounds like a rabbi.
He's your friend. There is not a Jewish bone in her body unless you put one in her.
You're the rabbi?
It's hot, right?
I'm late to the party.
Okay.
But I'll jump on.
All right. So basically this is the premise of the show. Adam Brody is the main character and he's studying to be a rabbi. Immediately not hot. I'm sorry.
That's not your stock standard storyline from Hollywood, is it?
It's not, but he's getting so much love for his character who's in love with Kristen Bell because he's so caring, rah-de-rah. Someone on Twitter said we must immediately induct Rabbi Noah Rocklov into the Rom-Com Boyfriend Hall of Fame.
Rocky.
What? No one's calling him that in the show.
Okay.
It's a really great show. It's a really funny show, but he is, and I don't think anyone can disagree with this, not even you, producer Zoe, he's rodent hot or hot rodent as the trend goes, right?
So just real quick, hot rodent.
Hot
what is
rodents,
this?
men that are hot, but they kind of look like rats if you look real close.
That makes so much sense,
Think
doesn't it?
like Barry Keoghan, Timothy Chalamet, Jeremy Allen White. It's in the face, and I think particularly for Adam Brody, it's in the scruffy beard.
The scruffy beard gets me.
Splinter.
Tidy it up.
Splinter from the Teenage Mutant, Radis from the Ferals, that sort of
Why
hot.
are you like this?
Yeah.
Why are you? I don't understand.
Yeah.
It's the scraggly beard that doesn't. Here's the fact that he's not overly tall or well built. Not an athlete. There, I said it.
Ratatouille.
Oh God!
Sorry, Jess.
I don't.
As you were.
I get that he's caring and he's very much in love and all that sort of stuff. But 13, 24, 10. Does anyone else not get the Adam Brody thing?
Yeah. See, what about Adam Brody back in the OC? They're my first memories.
Oh
of
yeah,
him.
Seth.
It was like he's such a nerd, but he landed Summer. How did you do that?
I know.
That was one of the all-time mismatches.
It's so true. Is there anyone that you don't get, that you sort of go, why does everyone think they're hot?
Yeah, but I always get looked at funny when I say it.
Go on.
I don't get Channing Tatum.
Oh.
Get out! Get her out.
I'm sorry. Have you seen Magic Mike?
Yeah, and doesn't do it for me. Too built, I think.
Too built.
Wait. He's too well put together. Is that what he's too chiseled?
And his face is...
There's no such thing, Andrew.
No, there definitely is such a thing. And his face is slightly thummy.
Well, he's got a built face. It's like his head works out as well.
Yeah.
It's like he's got a heap of muscle.
It's like his head's
He doesn't have a
bench
skinny-
pressing
yeah.
120.
He doesn't have a skin head. He's got a bit of a bowl head, I think. So
Yeah, it's
but he's a
not
good
doing much for
He's a
me.
good looking bloke.
Do you know the only time I've found him slightly attractive is in the early Step Up movies when he was a bit more lean.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry. Who are you?
Sorry.
Okay. What about you over there, producer Flack? Anyone that you go, why does everyone think they're hot?
I don't get Sydney Sweeney.
Oh my god.
I don't get it.
Righto, producer Flack. I'll give you 2 reasons.
Okay, I'm stealing from Zoe, so I think I'm allowed to say this. She's got a weird face, just like Channing Tatum.
Oh my
Weird
god.
face.
No, she doesn't. She's stunning.
Oh, okay, but Channing he's got a weird face. Yeah. Okay.
Is there anyone you don't get?
I'm going to say, maybe this is controversial as well. I'm going to say Leo DiCaprio.
Oh.
And maybe now. If girls, he only goes out with these outrageous supermodels who have to be under the age of 25. Is it a power thing? Is it because it is him? Are they thinking about Leo back in the day?
I think so. And also he's sort of, okay, this is controversial. He's let himself go.
Yes. He's very comfortable.
He's very dad body now.
He's dad bod, but he's very comfortable in only dating supermodels under the age of 25.
I'd go there if I was a supermodel.
See? But he's
Well,
not
there's several things that aren't
There's
working out there.
He's not scrawny and ratty enough, apparently.
No, but young Leo was pretty scrawny and ratty. I think that's what it is. People think about young Leo when they see him.
Okay, well, get involved in the conversation.
Yes.
13, 24, 10. Is there someone that you just don't get? Don't call up and say Jody and Hazy. Please don't. We don't get us either.
Oh, my wife's calling. Finally, Jodes.
Yes.
Finally, we saw some action via the trade period yesterday.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, for Port Adelaide supporters, you're probably sitting there right now being like, oh, how do I feel about this? Dan Houston wanted to go. He's out. So we're not going to hear Dan Houston on Nova anymore,
I know.
unfortunately. It's a bit sad, isn't it?
I feel sad about that. But also seeing the image of him in a Collingwood jersey last night, I was like, ugh, yuck.
See, I controversially said to you, everyone looks good in a Collingwood.
But that is absolutely, I could not disagree with you more
It's
on
black
that.
and white, though. It's so very neutral.
Yeah, but it's Collingwood.
Yeah, I know. I mean, when you really look into it and you work out that it's Collingwood, that hits a different chord. But
Yeah, what? I feel like once you pop on a Collingwood jersey, your arrogance just increases by about 78% immediately.
whoa, I
said it.
It's a big, strong club. Unfortunately, Dan Houston's going to play some really good football there. That's probably going to turn them into premiership contenders.
Can you imagine when he comes back here and plays at the Adelaide Oval against Port?
Yeah, he'll get some feedback.
Oh, solid.
He'll certainly get some feedback.
From the boundary, I think.
Some Port Adelaide got Jack Lukosius from the Suns. They got Joe Richards from Collingwood. They also got Rory Atkins from the Suns as well, which was a bit of a salary dump on Gold Coast behalf.
Yep.
They got picks 13, 29, 36 and 50. They lost Dan Houston, of course, a 2025 first round pick and picks 39 and 58. The deal just ended up getting done.
Right.
I'm not sure who really won. Some people are like, Kane Corns, our boy, very scathing of the situation.
What did Kane have to say about it?
I just didn't think it was a very good deal for Port Adelaide.
Yeah, right, okay.
There you go.
Well, Port were pretty strong on the fact that they weren't going to do the deal unless it suited them.
Yeah.
So has it suited them?
Well, they got what they wanted in terms of landing Jack Lukosius.
Okay.
Yes. And Dan Houston gets to leave back to Victoria and not go to North Melbourne. So he's won as well.
He's probably happy.
What about this as well while we're talking AFL?
Yeah.
An exclusive last night from Mitch Cleary. He said multiple GWS players are set to be suspended to start the 2025 season after distasteful costumes and skits from their post-season function.
My goodness.
We don't know exactly what's been done, but the fact that they're getting suspended for the start of next year means it's obviously pretty controversial.
That's pretty bad.
I just... We're still doing this.
Thoughts on Wacky Wednesday, Mad Monday, whatever you want to call it. Thoughts on football players getting dressed up in this day and age when everyone's a little bit sensitive. Why are we still doing it?
Love it. I love the costume, but you can be creative with the costumes. And every single year you look at what the Cats boys do and it's absolutely brilliant. Sometimes they dressed to take the piss out of people in the media. And that's even better. They dress to the situation. It's never controversial though.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's had its moments over the years. But apparently the theme was couples for the GWS Giants.
Right.
And they performed a few skits in the privacy of a hotel room. But someone anonymously has come forward and said, not happy about this behaviour.
There's a lot to dissect from that.
Yeah.
Secondly, who's the anonymous person? Who's the anonymous hero? But firstly, a wrong was done
Yes.
from the GWS players.
Well, I think it's a bit of a suck it and see this one and see exactly what they've done, who they've dressed up as and what these skits entailed before we all jump on the bandwagon and lay the boots into GWS.
I just don't get it. I mean, why do these things happen after blokes have had 45 beers? I just don't get
so
it.
weird.
It's crazy, isn't
Strange.
it? Let's see if we can work that out.
Yeah, can
in
we?
the future years.
Your father, he's on the naughty list.
Jody and Hazy's Naughty at 6:40.
Naughty.
Oh, let's get loose. Some of those things that we like to talk about, which we can't do after 7 o'clock because we've got to straighten up. And everyone can get involved.
Yeah.
Including producer Zoe,
Yeah.
Good morning.
who's just got a very interesting mind.
She's significantly more interesting than us in this space because she is single and active on the dating scene. You and I, however, old and married.
Bit of a dirty bird. Comes from a long line of dirty birds.
Yeah.
Bindi.
Bindy's a dirty bird from way back.
Yeah, dirtiest of birds.
Apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Well, this morning, a little study's come across my desk, Andrew.
Classic.
And I find it really interesting. Women's brains respond more to romance on a full stomach.
Okay. This is very confusing. I mean, everything about the female species is confusing for us males, but
To you.
so how full are we talking?
Well, so the way that they did the study I find quite interesting. They had women who were full and women who were hungry, and they showed them romantic pictures and measured their brain
It's in
activity.
porn.
Well, they said romantic pictures. Take
Right.
with that what you
So
will.
porn.
It could have just been hot photos of Robert Pattinson. You don't know.
Could have been a romantic novel by Jilly Cooper. We don't know.
So So greater sensitivity to stimuli when you're hungry, right? So if you're hungry, you'll be things flashing at you, blah, blah, blah. But if you're like focusing on romance when you're full,
You're not distracted
it makes
by the
you
hunger.
like, oh, and you're not thinking about the hunger, right?
Two immediate thoughts to this.
Yes.
When I'm hangry, I'm revolting.
Yes.
I'm not nice to be
Agree.
around. So
Agree.
feed me.
100%.
But if I'm too full, don't touch me.
Do not even look at me.
Don't
You're eating a
even
big
look
meal.
at me sideways
Yeah.
when I'm full. And also, if you want to get, romantic,
Yes.
in inverted commas, when you're full, there is a real danger of things moving about in that stomach and making noises that you don't want it to.
Agree.
Are you saying this isn't sexy, particularly right in the heat of passion? Your stomach going. It does that.
Any excuse for your stomach rumbling noises. I love it. I love this. This poll from the article makes me slightly uncomfortable.
Yep.
The data suggests that eating may prime or sensitize young women to rewards beyond food.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, pretty much if you're not distracted by how hungry you are, which as we said, Jode's being hangry makes you filthy.
Yeah.
Then you're more susceptible to
Isn't it a fine
sex
line?
time.
Isn't it such a fine line with Jodie as well? So it's like, oh, she's really hungry. She's such a bitch. Oh, she's got a full stomach. Get off me, Jodie.
I know. There's absolutely no in between. It just puts new meaning to the word. Like if a woman looked at you and went, "Feed me, Andrew," and you'd be like,
God.
"I'm so confused."
I don't know what's going on here. Classic.
This Adelaide boy has built up a $600 million empire through oversized wearable blankets.
We combined the blanket and the hoodie, and the rest is history.
Now taking that capital and investing in startups on Channel 10's Shark Tank.
I'm looking for clever inventions because there's millions on the line. This product is amazing. $500,000 for the entire business.
Cha-ching.
Do we have a deal?
With all that success, he's still pretty happy living in Adelaide with his animals.
We've got 2 pygmy goats, 1 normal goat, 3 sheep, 2 alpacas.
Please welcome Davey Fogarty.
Well, Hazy, very special guest in the studio, and the next season of Shark Tank Australia, it premieres tonight, 8:30 on the beautiful 10 and 10 Play, and we please put our hands together for Davey Fogarty, who's the star of it.
Hey, Davey, welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is all filmed in the can, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, filmed.
How are you feeling about the premiere tonight?
I'm super excited. It's
Yep.
such a good dynamic. So we've got 3 of the sharks that we had previously, but we've got 2 new people as well, and they just bring this whole new dynamic of it. There's a few arguments, but it makes good viewership.
And you've been in this situation as a startup, right? So do you just must have so much empathy for these people who are just trying to kickstart their businesses?
Definitely. But at the same time, I look at them and they're so put together. So when I first started, doing businesses, maybe I was 21 years old or so, and I'm looking at some of these people and they're very young as well, and they're standing up in front of 5 prolific kind of investors, business people, and they're holding it together incredibly well. So, there's definitely some amazing things in their future. But yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
Your story, and we heard a snippet of it just before when we introduced you, but the Woody is it's ridiculous. In your wildest dreams, did you think it could take off and be so successful so quickly?
Yeah, I always knew I was going to be rich. When I was young, when I was literally, I can't even remember the time that I didn't know that I didn't want to be rich. It was that young, like in primary school. I was obsessed with money, and I didn't know when I launched Udi that was the thing that was going to do it. I thought it was just another stepping stone in a long line of failures that I'd had at that point. But I got very fortunate with the team that was involved, the product timing, the fact that it went viral as well on social media. TikTok just kind of became a thing at that point.
Yeah.
So I got very, very lucky, and that's why I kind of got there.
So when you said you had a couple of failures, was there a point where you doubted yourself and you started to go, I don't think this is going to happen. I don't know that I've got the goods?
So I had a little taste of success when I was starting out, but nothing was working. And, I got scammed all my money. I launched a Vietnamese roll shop and it completely failed. And I was pretty much done. And then one night I was just like, I just need to have one more a crack at it. And then I launched Calming Blankets, and then I launched the Udi, and then they both worked. And it kind of shows that, just as you're about to give up, if you just go one more time, it can make it happen.
What's been the one thing that you've done because you have this money that has made your heart sing?
I think being able to travel with my friends and just kind of experience life.
Do you shout them?
Yeah, of course. As much as they'll let me, you know, sometimes if they're too proud or they don't feel comfortable with that, I would never enforce that, and I just want to spend time with them. So but yeah, I think being able to experience everything in life, like the ups, the downs, the traveling, building a beautiful home, that kind of stuff, is something that, you know, constantly makes my heart sing. Right? It's just experience, and I feel so blessed as a 29-year-old to be able to actually do that.
So this is a man who's so unbelievably wise for someone who's under 30. Jose, can you, just to paint a bit of a visual, can you tell us exactly what Davey's wearing on his feet? Because I just think what's happening there is absolutely beautiful and magnificent all in one.
Well, this is the only comparison that I will make between you and Davey, because your wife gives you an allowance each and every week, which I think is about $75.
That is true. Different worlds, you and me, Davey.
Yeah.
Different worlds.
You can't get Birks for $75. You need to up that allowance.
But you're not just wearing the Birks. You have taken a leaf out of the Andrew Hayes page where you're wearing the closed-toe Birks.
Ah, yes.
Controversial. Controversial.
Well, the man knows style.
My heel gets hot, my toes get cold.
Right. You know that you can afford to buy more than Birks.
I've always said if it's good enough for Davey Fogarty, it's good enough for me.
You've always said that. Just before we let you go, has there been an idea on Shark Tank where you've gone, oh, wow, this is going to be huge?
I think this season there is a business that, you know, will probably sell for $100 million in a few years. It's that much of an incredible investment.
It's a combination of a Birkenstock and an Oodie together.
Yep. Oodie stock.
A booty?
Booty.
A Birkenstoody.
Davey.
There you go. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
The Shark Tank.
He's a millionaire. Davey, thank you so much for coming in. It's an absolute privilege to hear your story, and thank you so much for your time.
No, thanks for having me.
A Nova Adelaide radio star hosting breakfast with Dylan Lewis until 2019. She's one half of Adelaide and host of Hello SA on Channel 9.
Only in South Australia can you do a food and wine tour on this baby.
And if that's not enough, just casually having her own artwork displayed in Henley Beach.
One of my dreams has come true. My art is at a beautiful shop in Henley.
Please welcome Hayley Pearson.
Is exploding right now. This is so nice. It's like walking back into my old home.
Oh, I was going to say you worked in this very studio, which, by the way, would not have changed an inkling.
No, it actually has. You have like technology in here now, like videos and stuff.
Right, okay.
Yeah, it's way nicer than when we were here.
Yeah. So your show with Dylan, I know how much you love that man.
I love him. He's my sister.
Yeah. So how did that how did that feel coming back in here now and all those memories of working?
Do you know
on that
what?
show?
It's a funny thing in radio because quite often you don't want to go back to the radio station you left. Like I probably wouldn't go back to any of the other places I've worked. But this place is literally so... I just love it. I love everybody here. I didn't want to leave. I only left because Dylan decided to go and be a rock star. So how dare you leave this
Dylan.
show? We are having so much fun.
Yeah.
And he left.
Can I peel back the curtain just a little bit here, Hazy? And this is why I love this woman so much. And even when I worked on a rival radio station, I always loved you from afar.
and vice versa.
And the thing that I loved about you is you and Dylan had this pact. It's you and me against the world. We're in this together. So when you decided to pull the plug, you were like, okay,
I can't do
you're
this
going,
with
I'm
anyone
going
else.
to. I know, I love that.
But you know what it's like.
Well, that sort of loyalty in radio does not exist.
No, but you're like that too. And that's why it's so important to have someone that you work with that you genuinely love and have fun with and respect. And so when I left, I was like, Jodie, you got to go to Nova. Nova's the best. Nova is the best.
Well, I mean, that has turned out to be the most magnificent decision of my career, working here with this
look
guy.
at
so.
you with you guys
No, this is
together.
nice,
It's so
isn't it?
cute. It's like
You've
Disney.
seen
I love
nothing.
it. I was waiting for the catch. What's going to happen here? Can I say something about Dylan Lewis as well? So when I first
Depends
started,
what you say.
I'm
still his sister. I will back him.
I promise it's positive. So when I first started, it was with Lewis and Lowe.
Yeah.
And it was refreshing because Dylan Lewis, I grew up with Dylan Lewis. Like he was on the TV.
Yeah, I
And
know.
he was the absolute star and he was so good on radio. And then it matched up in real life.
Yeah.
And almost like a mentorship.
Yeah.
Just a really, really beautiful man who had spare time for
For
everybody.
everybody. No, I didn't really. He didn't have a lot of time for everybody. It depends if you were in his inner circle. I never watched him on Recovery ever. So when I saw the show, I just fell in love with him because I worked with him in Interstate as well. So I just loved him for him now. And I kept saying that to him because he loves to hold his hat on the fact that he was on Recovery and he was a celebrity back then. But I was like, no, you're beautiful now.
Yeah.
I love you how you are now.
Yeah.
And so when he left, I called him and I was like bawling on the phone going, why are you leaving?
You dog, what are you doing?
And then COVID happened, and so he couldn't be a rock star anyway. So I was like, you probably shouldn't have gone.
Yeah, probably shouldn't have left. Oh, well, it's worked out quite well for us.
Yeah, everything happens for a reason.
You have sort of reinvented yourself since you left radio. You do Adelaide on Channel 9. You do a magnificent job with Lauren.
Thank you.
But also the thing that I think will be your next incarnation is your art.
Oh, this is going to make me cry because that's really nice.
Well,
thank you.
Your art is spectacular, and I'm still waiting for you to do a piece for my house.
Just ask me. I'll do a piece for your house, Jodie.
I've hinted enough.
No, you've written to me going, I like your art, but you've got to give me more information,
That's
girl.
That's true. But you are so incredibly talented in that space. Where do you want to take it? And if people want to buy a piece, where can they do that?
This is definitely not just me coming on radio plugging my art because I feel really awkward about it because it's normally with everything else I do, whether it's radio or TV or with Lauren, it's with someone else. So this is me pouring my actual heart out onto a canvas and then putting it out there for people to judge. Like we just judged Sydney Sweeney and Adam Brody.
We did a lot.
So...
Aggressively.
So I don't know. One day that's my aim is to one day I just want to paint. I'm going to have a studio at home and not ruin my house. I have to burn my house down because there's paint everywhere. Yeah. And I just want to paint. I sell my art online and I'm in a beautiful shop in Henley at Creative Soul Prints at the moment. This feels very self-indulgent.
Yeah. I've seen, I saw all the photos.
Don't lie, Hazy. You're such a liar.
No, when you launched our gallery, I saw all the photos. I think I bashed like on everything that I could find.
Oh, that's so
it's
nice.
incredible. It's really nice.
Thanks,
it's so
mate.
bright and it makes you happy.
Yes. Well, Jodie, you can be my next piece.
Okay, beautiful.
Would you like me to paint you or just like something bright and colourful?
God, no. You know, you talk about being an introvert and not wanting it to be all that. That would be very strange.
It'll be all about you. I'll do a 2x2 of Jodie.
Before we let you go,
For
Hayley,
you.
we were speaking before about Adam Brody and, of course, it's Sydney Sweeney. And we don't want to turn it into a really judgmental space.
Oh, it's so judgy. I was listening to you on the way in going,
Your
there's
thoughts?
such bitches.
We are cows. Just a couple of cows. But do you get the Adam Brody thing? Have you seen?
I was with you all the way.
Yeah.
Ratty.
Ratatouille.
That's sexy,
But
though, isn't it?
No.
kind ratty. Like, I'd love to be his friend.
Yeah.
Because you're a kind rat.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
that's
you're
nice.
too, like, wiry.
Yeah, get it.
Do you know what I mean? Like, all the hair is too wiry.
And then we were like, who do you like? And you're like, my husband.
I think my
And
husband's
then,
pretty
like,
hot.
without being
Say
a
it,
creep,
Jodie.
Jimmy's hot.
Is he on Netflix?
No, he's not. But would you like him to be?
I'm in.
So is your husband, Jodes.
I know, he's pretty cute. Isn't he?
So is your husband, Hazy.
Yes, he's very, very gorgeous. Really top shelf. I love this husband chat. It's really nice.
This is great.
Hayley, so good to see you and can't wait to
thanks,
catch up with you again
guys.
tomorrow night at the
Yes,
party.
I will be there.
Yeah.
Shane Lowe's coming as well. Dylan,
awesome.
we couldn't provide him with a rider, so I don't think he's coming.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah.
No, like M&M's without the
No.
blue ones in it and stuff.
Nova couldn't come to the party, so
Yeah,
you can't
shame.
come.
All right. Good stuff. Hayley Pearson is definitely going to be there. I feel like it's really hard to start a conversation, particularly if it's anywhere else, but either a dating website or an app or even at a nightclub. I don't know. I haven't been in this space for years and years.
No, you haven't.
But there's a story getting around where I'm just not sure which side of the fence I sit. A woman has revealed she received a creepy text from a complete stranger who had seen her number on her luggage tag at an airport. The text read, "Hi, Kristen. My name is Nate." Ooh, I added that bit. It doesn't say ooh. "I saw you and thought that you were so beautiful, so I had to find a way to talk to you. I saw your number on your luggage tag and decided to text you. I promise this isn't as weird as it seems. Give a guy a chance?" With a question mark.
That is as weird as it seems.
Oh, is it?
I mean, you can go one of two ways, can't you? It's either real rom-com territory. Oh, I saw this woman, she was so beautiful and blah, blah, blah. Like a James Blunt song. I saw her on a train. She was stunning, so I wrote a song about her.
She smiled on Subway.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she was with another man.
Okay.
We all understood the song and the context of it.
That's nice.
So we can go down that path, or we can go down the path where, how do I say this? The vibe between men and women at the moment can be a little bit uncomfortable and a little bit predatory at times. So that's sort of where I'm going with this.
Okay, so it's an invasion of privacy.
Yes.
Because if I'm looking at it from an old school point of view, I'm like, well, it's quite ballsy though, don't you think?
But we're not in a rom-com. This is real life. You have invaded a privacy by going to her luggage, getting her number to contact. Go up to her and say hello.
Yeah.
If you're that keen.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not really about this, I don't think.
Okay.
I'm with you. Go and talk to her face to face and just say,
I'm the wrong person to ask about this stuff because we know I'm extremely aggressive in this space. But my cousin had something similar happen to her last week. She had a plumber come to her house, and of course they needed her number so that they could let them come into the property, blah, blah, blah. Afterwards, she received a text, "Hey, I've never messaged a tenant after hours, but you're really cute and I loved your outfit.
See, that's
never got your name."
That is
Completely
unprofessional.
inappropriate.
You can't do that because it's purely an exchange of numbers for work purposes.
Yes, but if he really thought she was that cute, that whatever, it's still inappropriate. But couldn't he have asked her name when they were together instead of getting her number, tracking her down? It's weird.
So this happened to one of my best girlfriends. So she had some tradies around to her house. She lived in an apartment and they were doing some work. And he obviously took a liking to her because she is stunning. And he left a Post-it note on her door that said, "Hey, we were doing some work at your place. Is it okay if I get your number?"
I think that's more appropriate.
Why are you doing that?
Oh, I like that.
I think that's more appropriate because it gives her the power of she can just ignore it.
No. But here's the kicker. She was married.
Oh.
So then
okay. Yeah, there you go.
It put her in an
Key part of the
uncomfortable
story.
position where she had to, next time she saw him doing work around the apartment building, had
So he
to
was
say,
coming back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
had to
that's
say,
awkward.
"I'm really, really sorry, but I'm married."
Yeah.
And
that's a bit of a twist.
Porkies.
That's a massive twist.
Okay. Well, you should have waited to the end of the story before you judge.
I butted in.
There's so many different judgments there. There you go. What we can conclude from that is still very confusing, you ladies.
Oh, God.
We don't know how to
Not that
talk to you.
confusing.
We don't know what to
Just
do.
don't be weird.
Hazy, please say a very good morning to the beautiful Merrick White.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be called beautiful.
Yeah. Hey, please talk us through your history on Nova 919 because we obviously have our 20th birthday party and it's going to be huge. But you...
Is it only 20?
Yeah.
Is it only 20?
It's only 20.
Wow.
You
Okay.
have done some crazy shit on this on this station.
Oh, yeah. I've single-handedly nearly destroyed Nova about 4 or 5 times. Look, it's only 3 of those were when I was working there. It's one of those things. I mean, obviously, I've got a huge passion for Nova because Rosso and I actually started not just Sydney Nova, but we started the network. We kicked off the network and were the first people to speak on air more than 20 years ago. And then we watched the other cities come online, and it's always been very, very close to my heart. So it's great to see that you guys are celebrating 20 years. But I've done some extraordinary damage to that brand. Like, seriously.
That is not...
Like, can I tell you about some of my favourite moments where I've wasted company money?
Yes, please.
Please.
One time, Rosso and I got bored, so we hired 2 helicopters to fly us to lunch, and then we sent a $10,000 bill to managers.
Oh, my. Are you serious?
Mate, why would I be joking? It was a crazy time. It was the early 2000s. We were listening to Blink-182 and we lost our minds. What happened is, in all seriousness, one of our team members, one of our producers, was talking about how they'd never been on a helicopter, and it made me sad, and I don't like being sad.
No.
So what I did is I went and booked 2 helicopters, and then we flew out and we had lunch in the Blue Mountains in Sydney, and then we came back and our manager nearly had a meltdown. It was one of the best days of my life. It was so good handing over that bill and not paying for it.
Oh, my God.
Oh, wow.
Do you want to hear another one?
Yes,
Do you want to
please.
hear another one?
Yeah.
One time I was about to go on air at breakfast in Nova, and I read that Bubbles the monkey, which was owned by Michael Jackson, after Michael Jackson had died, he didn't have a home, and I was sad. And I
Sad
told
again.
you I don't like being sad, right? And Bubbles the monkey was making me sad. So you know what I did? I spent $10,000 and I bought Bubbles the monkey from America. I spent $10,000 on a chimpanzee. Yeah. Do you want to know the reaction in the building after I spent $10,000 of company money on a chimpanzee that could never come to Australia?
Sure.
Not very good. Not very good. My boss, Kiwi Dean, he had an absolute meltdown over that one and started yelling at me in the corridors, and I just went, whatever, mate, seriously, as if you're not going to get your money back on a chimp. Who's ever lost money on a chimpanzee? No one's lost money on a chimpanzee, mate. Settle down. There's just 2 of the things. I also did, you want to hear one more?
Yeah, why not?
Have you got time for one more? Have your listeners got time for one more?
Yes, please.
Okay. So one time when I was in Nova, they had a like a little Vespa. It was brought in as a promotional Vespa into the corridors at Nova. And anyway, I said, can I have a ride on it? And they said, no, Merrick, you can't ride it. And that made me sad. Now, what have we learned about me?
You don't like to be sad.
I don't like being sad. I don't like being sad. So I wasn't allowed to ride the Vespa. So I went home and I got my Ducati. It's a 1,000cc Ducati. And I brought it back into Nova, brought it into the lift, took it to the 5th floor of Nova, and I absolutely carved up the carpet with a motorcycle through all of the corridors of Nova. That cost them $5,000 to replace the carpet.
Seriously, I remember, and this was a huge moment in my family, because I remember saying to Dad, we were driving, and it must have been like sort of 2002, 2003, and I said, Dad, put it on 96.9, we're in Sydney.
Yeah.
And Dad said, whoa, who's this? I go, it's Merrick and Ross. And he goes, oh, these bloody dickheads.
Yeah.
We're not listening to them. And then within 5 minutes, you guys were doing something ridiculous, and it was funny, and my dad's in stitches, and he's looking at me and going, all right, maybe they're all right, maybe they're all right. I'm like, this is huge. You broke a bloke who traditionally wouldn't veer away from AM even if his life depended on it. It was a huge moment for our family.
It's a good win for you, Merrick.
Yeah.
Good win.
Yeah. Look, I'm not going to lie. I actually preferred my stories than that one. That one made me sad. And what have we learned about me? I don't like being
You don't
sad.
like being sad.
Stop making me sad. Why would you do that?
And also, because you are feeling sad about Hazy's story, you should just have him fired today. That would make you feel better.
If I had the power. If only I had the power.
You would have
That's
back in the
great.
day.
What are you guys doing to celebrate 20 years of Nova in Adelaide?
We're having a big party at the district at Sky City, and there's a casino. Someone's going to win 10 grand on the night, and there's a casino next door.
Nice.
So what could possibly go wrong?
That's really good. If I'm completely frank, I thought on your budget that you'd probably be having a hot dog down at the Exeter, but you've lucked out. Good on you. God, Sydney, that's fantastic. What a great place.
Oh, Merrick, what an absolute pleasure to talk to you this morning. You're an institution with this network, and we love you on this show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much. You know what I'm like for Nova? I'm the herpes of Nova. I never go away. You think I'm gone, but then I come back. That's what I am.
Because herpes makes me sad.
Touche, well done. You needed a joke and you got one right.